Ava Reed thought she had married the dream, a powerful man who made the world bend at his command. Michael Reed, the infamous real estate magnate and quiet head of a New York crime syndicate, was a name that made investors nervous and politicians obedient. At home, he was polished. Calm. He kissed Ava on the forehead every morning before heading out. To outsiders, they looked perfect, beauty and power, elegance and danger. But behind closed doors, perfection cracked. Every smile Ava gave another man was questioned. Every call she missed became an interrogation. Her world was slowly shrinking, and Michael made sure he was the center of it. Clara, Michael's new secretary, was young, ambitious, and dangerously curious. She admired him, or maybe she just admired his power. Michael liked that. He liked the way she flinched when he raised his voice, the way she laughed at his rare jokes. In the office, Michael was charm itself. He'd lean over Clara's desk, his voice low, almost kind. "You're sharp, Clara. Smarter than the rest." He never crossed the line, not at first. But his compliments lingered too long, his touches brushed too close. And Clara? She didn't stop him. There was a mirror in their hallway, floor-length, gold-trimmed. Michael once told Ava, "This mirror never lies. That's why I keep it here." She began to notice something. Every time she walked past, she didn't see herself anymore. She saw what he made her, quiet, obedient, ghost-like. Her reflection no longer looked back, it stared through her. That's when she realized, love shouldn't erase you. At the office, Clara became bolder. She wore red lipstick. She smiled when Michael walked in. He told himself it was harmless. But late one night, in the soft glow of city lights, he kissed her. It wasn't love. It was control, a new game, a new victim. Ava called him that night. He ignored it. Clara whispered, "Does she know?" Michael smirked. "She doesn't need to." Ava found out 2 weeks later. An email. Unsent, still in drafts. From Clara's account. "I think she suspects. What should we do?" She didn't scream. She didn't cry. She simply sat in their bedroom, that big, empty palace of marble and silence, and stared at her wedding ring. For the first time, she took it off. Ava invited Michael to dinner that night. Candles. Wine. His favorite steak. He smiled, almost relieved. Maybe she didn't know. They ate in silence until she said softly, "Do you ever think about the people you hurt?" He paused, knife mid-air. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Nothing. Just wondering if you ever look in the mirror and see what I see." He dropped his knife. "Don't play games with me, Ava." She smiled. "I learned from the best." A week later, everything collapsed. Clara filed a lawsuit, sexual coercion, abuse of power, emotional manipulation. The media tore Michael apart. His empire, his image, his carefully built kingdom, gone overnight. He came home one night, eyes bloodshot, voice trembling with rage. "Did you do this?" "No," Ava said softly. "You did." He raised his hand, but didn't strike. For the first time, he saw fear in himself. Ava left that night. No luggage. No money. Just her mother's necklace and a letter she slipped under his whiskey glass. "You broke everything trying to own it. I'm leaving you the only thing you can't control, my absence." He read it in silence. Then tore the room apart. Months passed. Michael's empire was audited. His businesses collapsed. Clara vanished overseas. The world that once feared him now mocked him. He sat alone in his penthouse, lights off, drinking until the city blurred. Some nights he swore he saw Ava's reflection in the window, watching, judging, free. Ava rebuilt her life quietly in Brooklyn. She started working at a small art gallery, surrounded by color, honesty, and peace. Every morning, she looked into the mirror by her door. This time, it showed her, not what anyone else made her. One rainy evening, her phone rang. Michael's number. She almost didn't answer. But something in her heart, maybe closure, maybe kindness, made her pick up. Ava, his voice cracked. I just wanted to say. I was wrong. You were, she whispered. Do you hate me? No. I just don't love you anymore. Click. Silence. Weeks later, headlines surfaced. Former CEO Michael Reed under investigation for financial crimes. Ava didn't react. She simply turned off her phone, made tea, and watched the rain. She wasn't angry anymore. Just, done. At night, she still dreamed of him, but differently. No shouting. No fear. Just two people standing on opposite sides of a glass wall. He reached out. She didn't. In the dream, she always walked away first. Ava received a letter months later, postmarked from a correctional facility. Michael's handwriting, trembling but clear. You once said love shouldn't erase you. I finally understand what you meant. I used to think power was control. But power is letting go. She folded the letter, set it aside, and whispered, Goodbye, Michael. 6 months later. Ava sat in a small bookstore cafe in Brooklyn, her usual corner by the window, coffee cooling beside a half-read novel. She no longer checked the clock. No longer waited for footsteps that never came. The bell above the door chimed. She looked up, and froze. It was Daniel Cole, Michael's former business partner, the one man who had testified against him in court. The man who'd once looked at her across boardroom tables with quiet sympathy. Daniel, gently, I wasn't sure if you'd want to see me. Ava, you helped me when no one else did. I'm not angry. Daniel, you look different. Ava, smiling faintly, I am. They talked for hours. About books. About freedom. About how surviving someone like Michael makes you learn love in its truest form, quiet, kind, without control. When Daniel stood to leave, he said softly, Daniel, you know, Ava, people like Michael think they destroy everything they touch. But sometimes, they just clear the path. Ava watched him walk away, his reflection fading against the rain-streaked glass. She didn't know what this was, friendship, fate, or something still forming, but for the first time in years, she didn't feel haunted. She picked up her book, turned the page, and whispered. Ava, maybe this time, I'll write my own ending.